Where do you get your news updates from? The internet, television, or what about print media? And while the mainstream and sponsored media gives you a good dose of sports, politics and gossip, it's sometimes the real community issues that fail to make the headlines. There's a social change making an imprint on the streets of Victoria, an unfiltered media movement, a voice for poverty in all its forms within the community. On your travels downtown, you may have seen people selling copies of this publication, the Victoria Street News.
Well, I founded the Street News about 7 years ago, and I had just graduated from university and was trying to think of creative ways to support myself and live my values. Set up a non-profit and just started producing the paper.
Up to 1,800 copies are printed each month. 12 pages with articles profiling aid work overseas, environmental issues, even rants about the challenges that our society is facing. Vendors tell me that while most people pass on by not giving them much thought, there are the occasional generous folks who pick up a copy.
The vendors, including myself, we pay 50 cents a piece for the paper for our own inventory, and then we just sell it by donation. Good to see you.
Steve Letts has been a street news vendor for a few years now, sometimes out there 6 days a week. He connected with the publication through his friend, Doug.
He's the guy who gave me my start.
The donations from my customers help me to keep a roof over my head and food on the table. It makes me feel like I'm doing something to make the average person aware of what's happening on the street.
You too can submit articles for publication, personal stories, event reviews, cartoons, artwork, or what about Mark Itchak, who likes to share his creative flair for poetry.
Once this big buffoon throws his last balloon. I always say divine inspiration is better than petty perspiration, and if you can just, write about, make people happy in there, and then write something about, like, they very expressive, and I think everyone has got the kind of like that power within them to express themselves.
Rose Henry's been a vendor for about 4 years. She expresses the importance of having this alternative form of media.
Literally hundreds of people walk by, and once in a while one person will stop and they'll say, what is that about? And then I'll tell them, that this is a local alternative media that allows people like me to have a voice, because quite often we don't get a voice in any other media outlet.
I've had some criticism, but
What do you mean? What kind of criticism?
well, I've been spit at. People that don't agree with certain issues. They figure homeless people are all bums, and it's not so.
Now, the fact that you're watching this report means that you're a consumer of local news. So next time you see Rose on the street and she says,
Street news! Get to street news!
consider opening up a bit and supporting street-level social change with your pocket change. There you go, Rose. Thanks a lot. In Victoria, I'm James Green, your urban specialist. See you, Rose.
Thank you.